I can tell you it started minutes in. It started with the first couple of answers, and it has continued throughout the night from a, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, to what do we do about this? And it involves very senior people in the Democratic Party, including elected officials, saying we have a problem.
There is an all-out panic in the Democratic Party following Joe Biden's disastrous performance last night during the presidential CNN event. We're suddenly hearing calls from Democratic insiders, lawmakers, and media pundits for President Biden to bow out of the race. We're going to give you his unbelievable response in just a moment, so stick around for that. But before we get to some of the reactions, let's give you the unfortunate reminders as to why last night's debate has Democrats in a state of hysteria.
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare, and I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look,
what I did, when, for example, he wants to get rid of the ability of Medicare for us to be able to negotiate drug prices with the big pharma companies, dealing with the segregation that exists among these corporations that collude to keep people out of their houses. I made sure every company in the world, every pharmaceutical company, cannot have to pay.
Thank you.
And by the way,
so every day.
That was just awful. That's just terrible. It sounded like he just got up from a ventilator or his deathbed. And that was just far from the extent of Biden's painful moments during this event, which is why so many people are now asking him to step aside. Watch.
If he were CEO and he turned in a performance like that, would any corporation in America, any Fortune 500 corporation in America, keep him on as CEO? We saw last night why this race has been close and why I fear Donald Trump will be the next president of the United States unless things change.
He didn't do well at all. He did not do well at all. We're still far from our convention, and there is time for this party to figure out a different way forward if he will allow us to do that.
It kind of pains me to say this today, but I think President Biden needs to step down and be replaced.
There is a conversation happening inside Biden's circle, and certainly a much more frank conversation happening inside the Democratic coalition. Conversations range from whether he should be in this race tomorrow morning to what was wrong with him.
Maybe he needs to go. Maybe he needs to be honest with himself and the American people. He can bow out at this time with grace and dignity. He has a record he can be proud of.
He believes that he is the only person that can do it. The problem is, after tonight, his party doesn't believe that.
Other Democratic lawmakers had even harsher words. Here's some of what Politico reported from lawmakers and operatives. They said, "We are effed, needs to throw in the towel. He's incoherent. I picked the wrong day to stop sniffing glue. He has to go, not good. Time for an open convention. Biden is toast. Biden needs to drop out, no question. Hard to argue that Biden should be our nominee. He failed." One congressman told CNN that he wanted to jump off a bridge when President Biden stumbled during an answer about the national debt. Here's what the New York Times opinion page looked like today. After the debate, Tom Friedman, President Biden is my friend, he must bow out of the race. Frank Bruni, Biden cannot go on like this. Patrick Healy, I'm hearing high anxiety from Democrats over Biden's debate performance. Nick Kristof, President Biden, it is time to drop out. A lot of Democrats, Cenk, have been poring over what are the details, what's the possibility for forcing Biden out. There's really no way of doing that. There may be some sort of opportunity if Biden were to voluntarily say, okay, I'm not going to continue, then there is a mechanism. But the deadline is actually not the convention. It's actually August the 6th, which is before the convention, because that's the deadline for the Democrats certifying their nominee in order to get on the ballot in Ohio. So imagine trying to solve this, not necessarily at a convention, but remotely or through Zoom. Cenk?
Jesus.
Thanks for watching. Our audience has helped build TYT into the media giant it is today. Together, we can accomplish anything. Support our work and join us at tyt.com/team.
So first of all, we're going to ask you guys, should Biden drop out? I don't want to be too presumptuous, but I'm going to have a very strong opinion on that. It's in the live chat right now, snap poll. Let's see how it does while we're live. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 6 o'clock Eastern. I'm curious what you guys think. I'm curious about the percentage. I hope, let's see what happens. Anyway, those of you who are saying yes, he should drop out, then please sign the petition. We started this 9 months ago at the Young Turks because apparently we're the only show in America that has eyes. And we also have ears. It's amazing what happens when you have all of your senses. And so a lot more people need to sign that, tyt.com/campaign/dropout. But we'll have the link down below in the description box, easy to click on that. Look, now here comes the harshness. I think you have to be a lunatic to think that he should continue. Yeah, and by lunatic, I mean detached from reality, in a cult, blue MAGA. You watch that and you go, no, I think he nailed it. Or I don't think it's a big deal. Or it's like, hey, people lose debates. No, this is not people lose debates. The man is obviously way too old, has something, I don't know what it is, he's obviously hiding it, onset dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, I don't know, but he definitely has something, he can't remember anything. We beat Medicare? You think they're not gonna use that in an ad? You think that's the best candidate the Democratic Party has? If that's the best candidate the Democratic Party has, the Democratic Party is a disaster. If you think that, you think the Democratic Party is the worst party in American history. There's not a single Democrat better than that to go up against Trump. And if you say, oh yeah, of course, there's dozens of better candidates, but I would rather be polite to a person in power than to beat Trump. I don't care about beating Trump. I don't think it's an important election. I don't think that democracy is on the line. So I just rather defer to Joe Biden because I wouldn't want to upset his feelings. I mean, this is insanity. No, I'm sorry, if you think Joe Biden's gonna win, you just don't know anything about politics. And you're in blue MAGA, and now we gotta rescue red MAGA, blue MAGA. Everybody's in a goddamn cult. Don't you have eyes and ears? How could you, if you didn't watch the debate, I get it. Watch the debate. If you watch that debate and think Biden nailed it, you check yourself into a mental hospital. Or forget, oh, well, he had a rough night. Okay, yeah, okay, I get it, he didn't nail it. But he's still the best guy we got, and I bet he beats Trump. He's losing every swing state. This is pre-debate. He lost Hispanics, he lost youth vote, he's lost everything. He's down 12 points in Nevada. What? But no, and the reason why I'm despondent, guys, is as you're gonna find out throughout the show. First of all, the Democratic Party, Joe Biden, et cetera, saying, no, we nailed it, we're good. Not even close to dropping out, no way. And now the bots and trolls are all over social media going, oh yeah, it wasn't a bad night, no big deal. He's back on his A game, he's so great, he's a dynamo behind the scenes, yeah. Well, I can't have a conversation with someone who's not attached to reality. That's insanity. So, I mean, if you lost Morning Joe, remember I told you guys that's the bellwether, right? He's the epicenter of the establishment. And even Joe Scarborough, like watching it was like, I gotta say it. We can't, this is crazy. If you're saying Biden should continue, you're basically saying, I'm totally good with Trump winning, I'm good. I did a poll on Twitter, already like 3,000 votes on it. Does Trump want Biden to drop out of the race or to stay in the race? 84% say stay in the race. Of course he wants Biden to stay in the race. It's a guaranteed victory. Who wouldn't want him to stay in the race? Why would you want to run against someone that has a mind? Right, like, okay, so, and one last thing for now, we'll go around. Mika said in that segment, she was upset that they're throwing in the towel, basically the rest of the Morning Joe crew. And she said, I know we're choosing not to spin this. Oh, so you spin everything else. Thank you for admitting that, appreciate it. All right, what do you think, Farron?
You said Joe obviously has something. Well, Cenk, he has a cold, right? I mean, that's the whole reason that he said we defeated Medicare. Because I know when I have a cold, I just can't do anything right at all. No, that is the dumbest, lamest excuse I've ever heard. And I was sitting here watching Scarborough in that clip you showed. talking about like a CEO. Would you have a CEO that acts like this? And my initial thought was, all three of us here, we run shows and we've run shows for years and years. If you had a guest come on that gave that kind of performance that Biden was giving last night, every one of us would say, hey, delete that guy's number from the Rolodex. We're never calling them back. That was horrible. I don't ever want to hear that person on this show again. And if it's not even up to standard for a guest on our shows, then it sure as hell is not up to the standard of somebody that's going to have the nuclear code, somebody that has to go and talk to world leaders, at the drop of a hat. I woke up this morning going through headlines, looking for stories. Everything, of course, is about the debate. And even some of the, far left websites, or not necessarily far left, but sometimes a little more center left websites, everybody, there is not a single outlet out there as of this morning. Now, as day goes on, it kind of mellowed a bit. But as of this morning, every outlet said the same thing, whether it was, Politico, Raw Story, Talking Points memo, and then BBC, Al Jazeera, Independent Online. So we've even got international papers telling us this is bad. All of them in agreement that this was a horrific performance by President Biden. US allies, the headlines tell us, are panicked about Biden's performance, not just because it could mean more Trump, but they're panicked about it because of what it could mean for their own foreign policy dealing with the United States, right? Like they've got 6 months at least to deal with this guy, and they're terrified. So this isn't just contained to the United States freaking out. This is the globe telling us, hey, Democrats, this is bad. Maybe you should do something while you still have the chance, because that's the point. There's still a chance. There's still a way. But every hour that ticks by, we are wasting precious time. And it really is every hour at this point. We've got to make that decision, and we have to make it quickly.
Yeah, and I want to speak to those people out there who say, oh, maybe this was a one-off, maybe it wasn't that bad, maybe it won't be fatal. First of all, I appreciate that if you read the debate transcript and were to look at what Donald Trump said and what Joe Biden said, just by the transcript, you might think, oh, Joe Biden did pretty well. Look at all the facts that he's talked about. Look how he addressed. There were a couple of pauses, but it was fine. And I also get that, sure, President Obama back in 2012 had a disastrous first debate. And I get that John Fetterman in 2020 had a horrible first debate, right? It's crazy. But there's a difference between Barack Obama and the talent that he has and what Joe Biden is looking at now. There's a difference between John Fetterman, who had potential for an upside for recovery, and President Biden, who's not getting younger by the day. And secondly, this may not be fair. It may not be fair that in this televised era, how you come across on TV, that being wrong but strong is better than being weak and right. And maybe that's just not fair, but that's reality. And the reality is, if you're going to compete and you're going to win a presidential campaign in this era, you have to come across as confident and articulate and maybe even loud, maybe even a carnival barker, especially when the debate hosts are not fact-checking anybody. There's an even greater imperative for you to be strong. And that's the reality. And people who don't want to live in that reality can fantasize about, oh, maybe Joe Biden has a better debate in September. Maybe the convention comes and brings everybody together. Maybe Donald Trump has some sort of terrible health thing, and somehow Joe Biden does it. I have been doing this for 30 years. I've never seen a debate this disastrous. It will cost the Democrats the White House, period.
And it's not about it being an off night. It's about his current mental state. It's not like he's a 57-year-old and he had an off night. No, he's an 81-year-old who can't finish his thoughts. So I'm going to get to the poll results in a second. First of all, Jesse wrote in on Super Chat, I like both candidates, but I think we need somebody older. Thank you for lightening the mood, right? I mean, but Blue MAGA might think that. They might think we're not old enough. Maybe we go 98, maybe we're, all right, anyway. So I want to pick up on a couple of things that Farron said. He talked about if you had a guest that was then that incoherent, you'd never have him back on. Look, I talked to a lot of candidates who were trying to be Justice Democrats when we first started the organization, right? If I talk to a candidate who's, we need to end Medicare, I'd be like, what? No, guys, no. We have no chance if this guy runs. So we'd have no chance if a guy like that ran, but the Democrats are gonna run him against Trump. Okay, it's insanity. Now guys, think about the convention. They're gonna chant 4 more years. That's embarrassing. It's going to hurt the candidate rather than help the candidate, because it's going to remind everybody, 4 more years? You're going to add 4 more years to Biden's current physical state. The minute they chant 4 more years, we lose the election. Look, guys, it's a gaslighting factor. I told you. Look, this is in a sense like AIPAC revealed a game about lobbyists. You know, that the politicians will do anything as long as donors give them money, anything, right? Well, this is revealing the game about the parties. The Democratic Party doesn't care about you. They don't care about winning elections. All they care about is their own power, money, salary, status, title. So all those people that work on the Biden campaign, if there was a new candidate, they'd be fired tomorrow. All the people at the DNC would likely be out if there's a new candidate. All of Democratic leadership is tied to Joe Biden, so they don't care that he's gonna lose. They just wanna keep their jobs. They don't care about the country, they don't care about you. They're gonna sell you out and pretend that he's perfectly fine. It's beyond insanity. If they go to the election with this guy, what are we supposed to be like? Oh yeah, I think he is fine. Oh, let us all go get excited and canvass for him and vote for him. No, I refuse to be a moron. I refuse to be, I mean, this propaganda nonsense, I haven't done it at all, as you've seen, and we've been punished for it. Like all the mainstream media, all the mainstream politicians, you radicals. Oh yeah, you don't want Biden as a candidate? Are you trying to help Trump? No, now the jury is in. The people trying to help Trump are the people at the head of the Democratic Party. Because I can't imagine a better way to help Donald Trump than to run this guy against him. It's the only way we lose. Donald Trump said 30 maniacal things last night, countered not at all, not 1%. The countered by Medicare, gonna kill it. What? Every fact was wrong. It's okay, and the people that are crying, stop crying. You're driving me crazy. Like the Democrats look so, Biden looks infinitely weak, and then the pundits and the politicians come in and they're like, I mean, literally 2 of the anchors we showed were crying on air. Stop crying, and for I was about to say, for F's sake, fight back. If you just keep crying in a corner and go, we have to go with the old man because we don't want to offend him. Oh, what do we do? God damn it, get him out of there. Are you nuts? Are you nuts? Okay, last thing, guys. A loved one that has early onset dementia, okay? So I don't want to get into it, but they're forcing me to say it. If they said to me, we're gonna put that person on a debate stage, I'd punch them in the face. I said, are you serious? You're gonna humiliate someone I love like that. You're gonna put them and have that monster Donald Trump rip them to shreds and have him humiliated in front of the whole world. I'd say, no way, I would tackle them before I would let them do that to a loved one. But all the people in the White House, all the people at the DNC, Jill Biden, we got power, we want power. Who cares, roll them out. Weekend at Biden's, roll them out. Who cares about losing to Trump? That's for suckers that we pretend we care. No, we just care about power. You guys disgust me. It's obvious elder abuse, obvious. This is gonna be like Feinstein. They're gonna roll him in a wheelchair to the next debate. They go, what? No, he's forgetting a couple of things. That's what they said about Feinstein. These are the same pathetic, monstrous liars that said that Feinstein was fine. Feinstein couldn't remember a thing. Okay, all right, so let's go to the results. For the folks who don't agree with me, sorry. But you know us, we don't spin anything and we don't tell you, oh yeah, whoa, this one we chose not to spin, okay? We tell you our real opinion. If you don't like it, I love you brothers and sisters, but that's a sad day, okay? If you want somebody who's an ass kisser, who goes, oh yeah, Biden's great, oh yeah. I debated a guy today on Piers Morgan. Lunatic comes in, he's like, I think Biden's great. Okay, all right, whatever, man. Which wing of the mental asylum are you in? Okay, so here's the results. From our website, tyt.com, 95% say drop out. From YouTube community, I don't know, YouTube community, there's a lot of I guess, mainstream Democrats in there, bless your hearts, but 64-36 saying yes, drop out. 64 yes, but 36% saying no, we got this, okay. But that's why I asked. It's your opinion is not my opinion. My opinion is not necessarily your opinion. We do an honest show. I know it's unprecedented in American media, but we do an honest show. And in the chat, over 2,000 votes while we're live. Watch the show Monday to Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern. I want to know what you think, and because those are the folks who watched the tapes, who watched our presentation of it, and have seen the facts. 86% say yes, drop out. 14% say no, we got this. But by the way, to be fair, that 14% or the 36% on YouTube community, they might be Republicans who are like, no, don't drop out, don't drop out. Oh, this is perfect. I mean, super last thing. If you're Trump's team or you're Donald Trump yourself, and you said to them, come up with a dream scenario, walk-off home run. Well, what you would say is that Biden comes out and goes, and then everybody says, oh, well, how humiliating on that night, and he gets clobbered and loses by 34 points, even in a CNN poll of their audience, which is leaning Biden, massively leaning Biden, and he loses by 34 points. Dream scenario, but hold on, this is really important. And then the next day, they pretend he didn't lose, and he stays in the race, and hands you the largest political gift in world history. If somebody suggested that, I'd say, guys, get realistic. That's the most outlandish daydream you've ever had. But that daydream for Trump has now turned into a national nightmare for the rest of us. Because right now, as things stand, he is not getting out, and we're going to get slaughtered in this election. So enjoy Project 2025, enjoy fascism, enjoy Steve Bannon running the country because of the egomaniacs and the narcissists that run the Democratic Party.
Hey, thanks for watching that video. We really appreciate it, guys. And we appreciate it if you become members because that allows us to be independent, honest, progressive, all the things that you don't get from corporate media. And all of that is because of you guys. Hit the join button below and become one of us, become a Young Turk.